The streets of Accra were already alive before the sun fully rose. Cars honked impatiently. Traders arranged their goods. The smell of roasted plantain mixed with dust and smoke filled the air. And among the crowd walked a skinny 14-year-old boy named Kwame. On his head rested a worn wooden shoeshine box. His slippers were torn. His shirt was faded and too big for his small body. His eyes looked tired, but alert. Kwame had not chosen this life. Life had chosen him. His father died when he was 9. His mother had fallen sick shortly after. And since then, Kwame became the man of the house. Every morning, he walked nearly 5 kilometers barefoot just to reach the busy streets where rich men passed. Because rich men had shoes, and shoes meant money, and money meant survival. Kwame spotted his first customer that morning. A man stepped out of a shiny black car, talking loudly on his phone. Kwame ran toward him quickly. "Sir, please, Shoeshine. Only 5 sadies." The man didn't even look at him. Kwame tried again. "Sir, please." The man sighed, annoyed, then lifted his foot. Kwame immediately got to work. He knelt on the hot concrete. The heat burned through his thin trousers. He brushed the dust off carefully, polished the leather gently, made the shoe shine like a mirror. When he finished, he smiled slightly. "Sir, I'm done." The man looked down briefly, then reached into his pocket. Kwame's heart beat faster, but the man walked away. He entered his car and drove off. Without paying, Kwame stood there, silent. He had already gotten used to it. He picked up his box again and continued walking, because anger could not feed him. Only persistence could. By afternoon, the sun had become unbearable. Sweat covered his face. His stomach growled loudly. He hadn't eaten since yesterday afternoon. Still, he continued. Then suddenly, he heard laughter behind him. A group of young men stood beside a white car. They were well-dressed, expensive watches, clean shoes, full of confidence. "Hey you," one of them called. "Kwame." Kwame rushed toward them. He knelt and began cleaning their shoes carefully. They laughed among themselves while watching him. One of them whispered something. They all laughed louder. Kwame pretended not to hear. He finished and looked up. "I'm done, sir." One of the men looked directly into his eyes, then suddenly poured a bottle of water on his head. The others burst into laughter. Kwame froze. Water dripped down his face. His clothes became wet. His hands trembled. Another one kicked his shoeshine box. It fell. The brushes scattered on the ground. They entered their car and drove away, still laughing. Kwame remained there, standing, wet, humiliated, invisible. People passed him like nothing happened. No one stopped. No one cared. That evening, Kwame returned home. Their home was a small wooden structure. The roof leaked when it rained. Inside, his mother lay weak on a thin mattress. She looked at him and forced a smile. "My son, you're back." Kwame nodded. He hid his pain. "I brought food." It was a lie. He had nothing, but he didn't want her to worry. That night, while she slept, Kwame sat outside, alone, hungry, tired, broken. He looked at his hands, small, weak, powerless. For the first time, tears fell down his face. Not loud, not dramatic, just silent tears, because he was tired of suffering. But the next morning, he woke up again, because giving up was not an option. Kwame returned to the same street, same dust, same noise, same struggle. But this time, something was different. An old man sat quietly on a bench nearby. He had been watching Kwame for hours, observing him, studying him. Finally, he called him. "Boy!" Kwame walked toward him respectfully. "Yes, sir." The old man looked at him carefully. "How long have you been doing this?" "5 years, sir." The old man nodded slowly. "And you are still here?" Kwame didn't understand. The old man continued. "Many people would have given up." He reached into his pocket and handed Kwame money. Real money, more than Kwame had ever held at once. Kwame's hands trembled. "Sir, thank you." The old man smiled slightly. "This is not charity." Kwame looked confused. This is an investment. The old man stood up slowly. Come and see me tomorrow. He handed Kwame a small piece of paper with an address, then walked away. Kwame stood there, confused, hopeful, afraid. The next day, Kwame followed the address. It led him to a small abandoned shop. The old man was waiting. He handed Kwame a key. This shop is yours now. Kwame froze. His heart pounded violently. I have watched you, the old man said. You are disciplined. You are strong. You did not give up. Kwame couldn't speak. Tears filled his eyes. That day changed everything. Kwame cleaned the shop himself, repaired broken parts, worked day and night. Slowly, customers began to come. One customer became two. Two became 10. 10 became many. Years passed. Kwame grew older, stronger, smarter. He saved every coin, expanded his business, opened another shop, then another. His name spread. People respected him. The same streets that once humiliated him now respected him. One afternoon, a black luxury car stopped on that same street. A man stepped out, clean suit, expensive watch, confident posture. It was Kwame, but he was no longer the poor Shoeshine boy. He was now a wealthy businessman. People stared at him. Some recognized him. Some couldn't believe it. Kwame looked around slowly. He saw the exact spot where water was poured on him, where he was humiliated, where he cried silently. But this time, he was not weak. He was powerful. The same men who humiliated him saw him. Their faces changed. Shock, fear, regret. They approached him slowly, unsure. Kwame looked at them calmly, not with anger, but with peace, because he had already won. He didn't need revenge. His success was enough. Kwame walked away, not as a victim, but as proof. Proof that pain can build power. Proof that humiliation can build strength. Proof that persistence can change destiny. Because sometimes, the boy everyone ignores becomes the man no one can ignore.
Like and subscribe. Comment on the moral lessons from this story.